have not been able to go live for about a week now. I have been unwell traveling from Bangalore to Punjab, and then I got a little bit of cold last Friday. Until now, even now, I am not very well. I do have cough and cold. Uh, so I'll try to take as many questions that are already there in the comment section. If anyone is joining live, you can ask your questions. I will try to take as many as I can, as it is possible for me. So just bear with me. I'm not feeling very well, but I'll try to do my best. So the first question that I am looking at is 9 days before. So it was raised by, close this one. Forward 527, U settlement scheme family permit. I did my EU family appeal. So you filed the appeal, and Home Office, there is a step that Home Office does whenever you file appeals. It's a reconsideration step where they decide whether they want to go ahead with the appeal, they want to fight it out, or they want to give up and issue you the visa. So Home Office is reconsidering the considering the appeal. So you may have got an email saying we are reconsidering. Most probably they would grant it, or they may come up with a new refusal. That is also possible. So yeah, you may have to wait and see what they do. Most probably they will grant it. EU settlement scheme. I have done many of them, several in last 2 3 years. Uh, Anytime they reconsider it, they did grant the leave. So yes, so they will get back to you with that, whatever they want to do. So if they want to issue, they will write back to you. If they want to give a new decision, they will give a new decision. And that's my answer to your question. The next question is from, can a failed student switch to UK skilled worker visa? I feel my decision might be based on my university having. Yeah, the question is, can a failed student, this is a summary of the question, can a failed student switch to a UK skilled worker visa? Yes, that is possible. I have got this information from many others as well. Last week also I spoke to someone. The point that Home Office is considering is that the course is completed. So if the course end date has passed, then people are issued. Uh, I think one of the ways to go about it would be get a letter from the university confirming that the course is completed with your failed results or the diploma results, whatever is the reduction on the degree level, whatever they grant you, the diploma, PG, etc., and show them that the course has been completed, even if unsuccessfully. So, yeah, I think my interpretation was correct, but we were just cautious while giving any advice in the past. So, yes, failed students can switch. That is what we have seen from experience now. Skilled worker visa holders questioned at UK airports. Okay, isn't that the thing that should be determined while the visa application is given, rather than after the visa has been granted? Yeah, that is for Home Office to decide. I don't make the rules. Home Office. So the question is, why are individuals interviewed at the airports questioned when they are entering on a skilled worker visa? Because that's the only way when you come face to face with them and when they can assess the genuineness of everything, the job, how did you find it, etc., etc. So I think there are different ways how Home Office approaches. If everything is genuine, then you should not worry about it. But yeah, if something is wrong, obviously they will try to catch it at different points. It may be at the application point. Just looking at the documents, it's very difficult to find for them whether it is a genuine thing or a made up thing. So that's the reason, yes, Home Office, I think that's my understanding of it. They do interview people at the airports. Next question. If a bachelor degree student married with master's degree girl before getting PSW to master, can bachelor degree student able to switch to graduate visa dependent route when master degree girl get PSW? Okay, yeah, I have to formulate the question properly. So you are A is a bachelor student, okay, marries master's girl, okay, so B is a girl who's doing something master's, another student before getting PSW. No, the marriage is not. So the question is, if two students get married and the second one applies, one of them applies for the graduate route, can the other one become a dependent on the graduate route. No, that's not how it works. If you want to get this working, then when you both are students, you should get married, and being a student itself, one of them have to switch. So the other one should be a student, and the second one, so the first one, say let's take the first one should be the student, and the second one has to become a dependent while the main applicant is a student. Only once you become a student plus dependent combination, then when the graduate route comes, both of you continue. The main student becomes main graduate route holder, the dependent becomes the dependent of the graduate route holder. That is possible, not the way you are referring here. I am currently on a skilled worker visa for a company. Can I so inside our 35 contract job representing my company? Skilled worker visa, yeah, you cannot do all that. I don't, I cannot advise more on the IR35 and accounting things, but yes, that is kind of self-employed. That's how I understand it. So you cannot do that. You have to work for an employer. The employer has to direct the employee, control the work, manage the work, direct what is to be done directly. So that's how it works. That's how it is. You can look at the definition of employer-employee on the HMRC website. I don't think that will be allowed IR35 contract jobs, etc., while you are on a skilled worker visa. So next question is, what is SOC code? Where it's mentioned, is this the same job code? How to check SOC code? Okay, I'll take on one question at a time. So what is SOC code? So SOC code was a previous name, now it is called as job code. They both are one and the same. If you Google for UKVI job codes, you should get that website. Where to find it? Next question. Second, third thing you asking, how to check if SOC issued matches job title. The job title really doesn't matter. You can call yourselves XYZ manager or whatever that is. It doesn't matter. Home office doesn't care what the company calls the employee. They mainly care is the job description. That's what matters. For people on skilled worker visa, if they want to apply for, many people are joining. I may or may not be able to take questions. I'm not feeling very well for the last 5 days. I'm trying to address the questions over here, but still I will try whatever I can. So the first question, DL allowance assumption, financial requirement, UK spouse visa. DLA allowance, is that disability living allowance? Yeah, so you have exemption from the financial requirement, but there are other requirements, accommodation and maintenance. You should seek the advice of an immigration advisor. They have to calculate net income. There is maintenance and accommodation requirement, but you don't need to meet that 18,600 with the DLA allowance. If your child gets ILR after 7 years, Rude, what does everyone else in the family get? They become dependents on the child in different ways. All the other family members, the parents, other brothers, sisters who are under 18, etc., they all become dependents on that child. The 7-year-old child becomes the main applicant. I read a new salary amount for skilled worker visa is not applicable for care workers. How about childcare staff? Do they have to meet the new? The rules have not been published yet, so I'm not going to do any speculation here. The 38,700, it has just been declared in the news. How practical, how much, what number they are going to come to, etc. It will only come when the rules are published. Yeah, I will make the videos when the rules come into play. It's just a declaration being made by the minister. Once the rules are drafted, we have to see how it applies, to whom it applies. They are saying that it won't apply to care worker visas, but we'll have to say how they are going to work that around. 1 year, 2 month overstayed in the UK, deported to India in 14. Any chance to get dependent visa? I'm not sure what you mean by deported. So if home office has thrown you out, there are specific requirements. If you left by yourself, I think after waiting for 1 year, you can apply. But if you are deported, there are two, three different provisions how you were deported. That is some notice timing and all of that. It's a slightly tricky one. Speak to an immigration advisor. They should be able to advise you if you were really deported. People assume that they are deported, but sometimes it's administrative removal and all that stuff. So yeah, speak to an immigration lawyer. Take their advice for your specific case. If you left of your own accord, then it's a 1 year ban. After 1 year, you can apply for any visa, provided all the other things are genuine. Okay, I'll continue with my questions. No more questions here. Yes, Murli. Yeah, I am doing okay. Sir, my friend has applied for UK Silver Visa and has not been accepted. Whether he need to contact the UKVI for his IHSP or will they will refund it? It usually gets refunded automatically. I think he may have to work if it's refused from the date of refusal. Maybe they will definitely wait for that 28 days or whatever the admin review period is. From that point, worst case scenario, admin review period. After that, further 90 days. That is the worst case scenario I can think of. So about 3 or 4 months, you can say. Wait for that. It should come automatically. They do that because it just stays on their account, and yeah, they have to work on it and throw it back at the same card whichever was used. But then after that, you can follow up with UKVI. There is the international helpline. Raise it with them, and then yeah, I think they should be able to help with the refund, etc. For people, next question on the comments over here. I don't have any live comments. So for people on skilled worker visa, if they want to apply for part-time jobs after completion of the assigned 38 hours per week with primary job, will he or she need to apply for the same SOC part jobs? Yes, you should be working up to 20 hours in another. So that is how it works. If you're on a skilled worker visa, along with your contracted hours with the sponsor, you can work up to 20 hours in the same job code or in a shortage occupation job code. That's how I understand everything. You cannot work in any job. And do they need to show cost letter to job agencies? I don't think they have to show cost letter. They have to show their skilled worker BRP if they have a BRP, or they have to do the right to work check if they have a digital status. So that states that you have rights 20 hours working anywhere else. It states there. How to file UK graduate route visa file results. Okay, is government reducing graduate visa to 6 months or ending it? What's the rule change regarding graduate visa? No rule changes have been announced. Yes, they will be looking at graduate route visa whether that is working with the intention of the government. So with whatever intention it was started, the 2 year graduate route, 2 or 2 year, 3 year for PhD, all of that they are going to review it and see if everything is working fine. No changes have been announced yet. Okay, next. So these are the comments I'm taking from our YouTube channel, and these will be published. So even if someone is unable to join, they can just watch this in their own time. And these comments have accumulated over a period of a week or so now. So I'm trying to build them, try to answer as many as possible. Have not been feeling well for about 5 days now. Even today I'm not very well, but I will try to cover up as much as possible. I have recently swapped from fixed salary to hourly rate, self-employed. In the last 3 months, I combine my previous annual salary earning and my self-employed earnings, like you showed with the switch of fixed employment. With this, so if you were on a fixed salary, which means your NI was deducted by your employer, you got a pay slip. That's called as salaried employment in the UK. You became self-employed. That is the most tricky one. You won't be able to combine both of them. Self-employed and salaried employment cannot be combined. You will have to continue working on the self-employment and file at least 1 year of taxes, and only after that you can submit the you can only after that you can meet the financial requirement. The salary, so fixed salary and self-employment cannot be combined. Sorry, those are the immigration rules. So UK student visa holders cannot UK came on student visa in January 2023. My visa will expire. Okay. So can I bring my dependent to the UK rules? Student visa. Yeah, so this is a question from a student who is already a student for a course started before 1st January 2024. So he's already a student since 23. He has a valid student visa. He'll be getting married now in April 24. Can he bring his spouse? So yes, if your course did allow, so the rule changes of 17 July 2023 will not apply to you, because that only applies to students whose courses are starting from 1st January 2024 onwards. Your course started well before that, so you can bring your wife once you get married. Yes, the new rule changes will not affect. Use combined income wages. can use combined income wages and 1 year account of self-employment income wages. Okay, I don't understand what you. So the question is about spouse visa financial requirement. Can you use combined income wages and 1 year account of self-employment? So I don't understand exactly what you mean by income wages. If that is salaried employment you are referring to, you won't be able to combine it with self-employment. So that's a tricky one. So either you can use your self-employment income for 1 year or your salaried employment one, not both. Uh, should I get married on UK student visa or graduate visa? Bachelor study, masters. Graduate study, masters. Okay. So the question is about two students. One is girl is undergrad student, boy is master student. If the boy marries the girl who is an undergrad student without completing the masters, can I get dependent visa? You have to check with the girls' university or the girls' course if that undergraduate route visa allows a dependent on the student. Yeah, check with the admissions office if her visa category allows a student dependent on it. So check with that. If that allows, then you can. The new changes will not affect you. Anyways, interviewed for chef skill worker visa. Same question 3 times. Okay. Thank you for channel. Single family behind me. Okay, extending. Having you for any more questions? Emmanuel question: can you switch to being your wife's dependent if both of you are on a skilled worker visa? If you are already in the UK after spring 2024 skilled worker visa. So both the parties are on a skilled worker visa. One of them wants to become a dependent of the other. If you're already in the UK. After spring, I don't know. The rules have not been published. For now, you can do it. We just submitted an application about I think yesterday, and we uploaded the documents today. Exactly similar case to yours. So it is possible now. We have to wait and see for the changes. But I don't think anything on these lines has been mentioned. So most probably, from what I have read, the news, whatever has is going to change, rules have not been drafted. Switching from skilled worker to a skilled worker dependent of someone else, I don't think it should be an issue. I don't see any changes coming into play in that area. So, but still, wait for the rules to come in. And do we need to work as arrival date or employee? Do we need to work as arrival date? Employee got his visa. He will come in Jan. If so, how do we when employees is going? Yeah, yeah, KP. Just clarify the question. I don't understand what you mean. Do we need to work as arrival date? What do you want to note somewhere? What do you want to do? Do you need to inform workers arrival date? Employee. Are you talking of the sponsor management system reporting? Yeah, just confirm that first. Yes, so you are talking of the SMS reporting. So you are acting on behalf of the employer, or you are the employer. Any date changes, for example, let's say the date today is 13 December. On the costs, you stated that the work started is 15th of January 2024. However, arrival date doesn't matter. So technically, the main thing is the work start date. Uh, I don't care, or home office doesn't care of the arrival date. Once the visa is issued, the individual can come anytime. So let's say the work start date was stated on the course as 15 Jan, but the person is starting on 1st of February. You should report it through the sponsor management system. It's always a good practice, and that is recommended. That's what home office would expect you to do. Okay, good evening. No more questions there. I'll take the questions on the channel. Thank you for channel. It is I'm saying partner visa may. We have to find 5 years. I have friend of mine mentioned I might fall in different category now as my wife and parents. We had two children. British, is there a law that is higher up about not separating families as my children are British? Is there any other routes I can apply that might be cheaper? So the question is about someone, the individual came on. I'll take the live question first. This one. So, stupid monkey. This is the person who has asked. The person has already completed 2.5 years on the spouse visa, but now at the point of extension, you are asking, is there any other route? The best way is to continue. If you are meeting the financial requirement on the same one, extend it, and after 5 years, apply for indefinite leave to remain. If you have, there is no cheaper route, the fees remain more or less the same. Unless you have real financial difficulties, you can apply for the fee waiver and all of that. Category of leave remains the same. Permission is under the family route only. You have British children, you can apply for the fee waiver if that is something finance is an issue, but they do check everything in and out, credit history, and all of that, all the bank accounts. So make sure if you are falling into that, do that, and that's the only cheaper way if you do qualify for that. But then remember, they will move you onto the 10-year route to settlement from that point forward. You will have to complete 10 years to get the ILR. So that is my answer. Preferably stay on the same route if you are meeting the financial requirement. Just don't go with the fee saving aspect. It will just mess up, and in the long run, you'll end up paying much more and more stress. That's my wise advice. So next question, what are the implications? Is a live question from Emmanuel. What implications if I get caught using someone's dependent paper to work in a warehouse as a skilled worker that doesn't have shifts in their company? Yeah, that is something you are breaking the UK immigration rules. I cannot advise you on any breach of immigration rules, but the only thing I can advise is don't do that. You may get caught. Nowadays, they are going digital and all of that, using fake identities and all of that. Sorry, I cannot advise on those matters on this forum. Okay, next question, Tenzin Tashi. I have obtained a 3-year graduation degree in 2016. After that, level 2 diploma in 2018. Okay, okay, Tenzin. Continue your question. I understood the first part. Further, what is that you want? What is the answer you are looking for? By the time I will take the other question. My employer is willing to sponsor me under the new entrant category. Is it possible to bring my dependent here? New entrant. Yes, the new entrant category is just a category to give a lesser salary. They may even stop this category after around March end or April next year. Most probably, that's what it looks like. So you can sponsor someone even if you are because skilled worker is the visa category. Doesn't matter whether you are in a PhD occupation, shortage occupation, or new entrant salary being paid. So you can sponsor your partner under that. Then is my required skill level job requirements for visa applications can be approved if I obtain cost letter for chef job obtain. Okay. Okay, so your question is about you had specific education in these areas that you stated. You're asking whether a course in a specific job category, chef job, will be approved. It is mainly so. I have seen many times internationally also. We've done restaurants and all also in the past, even from Mexico and other countries, Japan and all. So it's home office mainly cares is they will always focus on the employer. They don't care what education you have. I have done several times where people didn't have proper education, but they were really well. They had good experience of working in several restaurants and all. So education, whether the employer's criteria of hiring you is education, experience, or language, or whatever that is, employer has to justify. So home office is not going to go behind and say, "Oh, you have culinary degree or you have an MBA degree, and why are you working as a chef?" If the employer is happy to hire you, they have reasons, whatever your CV, anything that they interviewed, they saw something in you, that is for the employer to justify. So they are not going to come and ask you as an employee, because the employer is sponsoring you is their problem. If they are willing to give you the job, the work, pay you the salary, then any degree should be fine, and you anyways have in similar fields. So I think it should be fine. If your employer is willing to hire you, home office is not going to interfere into these areas. They are not experts in this. So my employees been this one. So okay, new intent is done. Someone still able to get sponsorship after. Question is, Will someone still be able to get sponsorship after spring 2024? Yes, skilled worker visa will remain. People will get sponsorship. Salaries may change. Okay. I was stayed in 1 year, got me reported my own expense at your own expense. How many years I will get banned? Not mentioned in passport. Now I want to file a main applicant as a dependent. So I think when you mean deported is mainly with criminal convictions and all where they forcibly throw you out, but you are saying you went at your own expense. So you should have bought the ticket when you were in detention, I think, or wherever you were, maybe on bail. You bought your ticket and you left on your own record. You may have reported to the VRS voluntary return service. They give you the passport at the airport and they say bye bye. That's how you return. If that's how you've done it, then it's a 1 year ban unless there are any other considerations. So this is what I'm advising on what I stated. So if you've gone at your own expense without they putting you on a British Airways flight and they paying for it, it is a 1 year ban on any overstay. And but they will ensure and they will make sure that the dependency of your wife. So you want to file with main applicant as a dependent. So you're going to apply as a dependent, PVS dependent. They will test the relationship very carefully, remember. So I've done several applications now. Day before yesterday, I submitted a considerable evidence for the dependents where they have got married in India and other countries also. So they are asking evidence of relationship, genuineness of the marriage, and all of that stuff. You may be interviewed, they may ask for more documents, that is possible. But yes, you can apply. It doesn't preclude you from applying. I think the 12 months is the waiting period from the date you left at your own expense. So next question, so at the moment my company is and what that jobs with. Yeah, I answered that one. So being on a skilled worker visa, you cannot do. My company is a private limited company. Can I do contract jobs? I don't think you can do contract jobs while you are on a skilled worker visa. But anyways, seek the advice of an immigration lawyer if there is something that you think of is possible. But to the best of my knowledge, you are not allowed to work as contract workers, which is self-employment in other way. You are trying to do disguised self-employment is not allowed on skilled worker visa. Okay. How does transfer of sponsorship work? Transfer of sponsorship, I understand you're working for a company. So the question is, how does transfer of sponsorship work? So my understanding of the question is, you're working for company A, you want to go and work for company B. I'll take that example. It's very simple. As you got the skilled worker visa, company B has to get a sponsor license, issue you a certificate of sponsorship. You have to apply for a skilled worker visa inside the UK. You can switch. Company B has to give you an undefined cost, not a defined one, as it was given outside UK application, as they give for outside UK. And then you apply for the skilled worker visa, pay all the fees, IHS, etc., ISC if applicable, all of that, and then you get your visa. All your previous fees, if any refunds are due, they will be given to you in about 90 days after the new application is approved. That is transfer of sponsorship. For it's okay, I need your advice and service for the visa application. Yeah, on the YouTube channel, there should be a link, or just if you go in the profile or whatever that is, there should be a website, and just maybe send us a message. Someone from the office will get back to you if you want any advice or services, etc. Someone will get back to you on that. I don't deal with that, but just get onto the website. It should be on the YouTube links when you go in the profile or somewhere. So you can email us or fill up the contact form on the website, or call us, whatever. Emmanuel, I'm on skilled worker visa. Can I work 20 hours contract work with another company? Contract work. Yeah, everyone is asking me the same question. Let me tell you what the immigration rules say. Okay, for the skilled worker visa, Okay, on the additional work point, I have a question here. I have a question live here. So this is what the immigration rules say. You can also work up to 20 hours in a week in another job or for your own or for your, as long as you are still doing the job you are being sponsored for. So, for example, if you're contracted for 39 hours, you do that hours. On top of that, you can do 20 hours more, and you must work in the same occupation code. So, if your occupation code is 1234, your additional job should also be in 1234. That's one option, and at the same level. So if you are a manager in a job, you should be at the manager at the same job. You cannot be an associate executive or whatever that is. I'm just taking an example. Or you can work in a shortage occupation. So same job code, same level. That is one option. Or in a shortage occupation, you can work up to 20 hours. And that will also be a salaried employment. It cannot be a self-employment. Your payroll has to be run by that another employer wherever you're working 20 hours. And I got okay, next question, KP. When I got my license, I was given two evaluations. I have used both of them. Out of it will be to get the third cause. Any consequences if I apply the third cause? What is the wait time? Yeah, so if you're applying for an undefined cause for someone inside the UK, yeah, you may have to provide some evidence. Whenever you apply, you have to tell them whatever it is, business expansion, give them some proof. If they ask for it, they may or may not ask for it, but if you are requesting back to back, it really depends how busy they are, if they really believe you, what type of business you are in, all many factors. So speak to an immigration lawyer for that. It is a specific advice that the lawyer should give you, considering your business model, your finances, how you are going to afford the salaries, anything and everything. So how you're finding the migrants, so be ready with that, because anytime they come, yeah, you have to provide all those answers. It's not difficult, but it depends on the facts of the case. Basically, I've got many times three causes, five causes, but then you have to give a proper business case why you need that employee, why you need a new cause, why you need a migrant, etc., etc. Wait time, usually if you are applying for an undefined cause, which is the same cause that you have two, you want a third one, then it is 18 weeks is the wait time, but there is a priority service. You pay 200 extra and you can get it within 5 working days. So yeah, those things all lawyers can do it. We do all of that. I always get it in 5 working days. It's not a big deal. So yes, it is possible to get it, but have all the documentation, information, plans, whatever that is. They may come back with questions. Yeah, speak to an immigration lawyer. They may be able to advise you. So, Stanis, I'm sorry, I lost signal. Yes, I answered the question. It may be recorded, this will be saved, but I'll briefly advise. I think your question was about the degree and you culinary degree and you want to work as a chef. So the answer was home office is not going to get into the education aspect of things. It's for the employer to decide who they want to hire, whether they want to consider your education, someone who is not very that well educated but has experience. I have done so many applications from different countries where people were not that well educated, but they had good experience. They had different fields of education also. So having a specific degree or education doesn't matter. It's for the employer to decide if they want to hire you, pay you the salary of a chef, give you the work of a chef, then the employer has to justify that. They don't come with questions on these things, but the employer may have to put a record on their HR file stating, okay, this person has this degree, we want someone in this area, that's the reason we are hiring this person. So whatever is their basis, they can make a note on on their books, and if anytime they are audited, they can provide all that evidence and information to home office. You can be sponsored as a chef. And I'm currently on a skilled worker visa. My cost shows I'm supposed to be working. Just make this up. So I'm currently on a skilled worker visa. My cost shows working from June, but I only started working then from September, July, August, September. So I submitted payslips for those months. Will that be? And why did you submit the payslips? I'm not understanding. Why are you submitting places and who are you submitting the payslips for? Okay, I'll continue this live for another 15 minutes or so. After that, I have a call to go on to the exam, see my husband's, deny my husband's visa. I don't think so. I've never seen that before. Yeah, so even if your payslips are done after September, it may be the employer's compliance. That is what how I would put it if I am the immigration lawyer representing. I don't think it should affect. So it's a minor thing, even if that is employer's non-compliance, not yours. So next, yeah. So that is my answer. I don't think the three payslips that you don't have June, July, August, it wouldn't matter much. Never seen ever any questions on that ever. Even if that comes to, it can be justified. Okay. Even if exact updates in the calendar month when you give a considered to employer for money. Yeah. So Infi is asking, is there a fixed date? Is there any fixed set of dates in a calendar month when UQI issue cost letters? There is no fixed set of dates in a calendar month. We get courses every other day, so it's not a big deal. They work every day. It's a big department working, and there is nothing like that. I know people read blogs and people write anything who don't have information. I'm a member of Immigration Lawyers Association. We do talk to Home Office on a regular basis, ask questions to managers, any issues we raise it with them. So we know the ins and outs, the workings, the processes, how things go from eligibility to validity to whatever that is. All of those suitability and all of that we know ins and outs. It's nothing like that, that there are any specific dates in a calendar month that costs are issued. They are issued every day. Yes. Is possible to travel outside UK re-enter before entry clearance permit in passports. In passports. Okay, I still have the hennas from the wedding. Sorry. Okay, so is it possible to travel outside the UK and re-enter before entry clearance permit is and passport expired? It is a multiple entry. So the question is about, you got a 3 month, 90 days visa vignette sticker stamped on the passport, and you entered the UK. You want to leave and come back on the same vignette before collecting the BRP card. I'm not sure why. Usually before, it is not advisable. That's what Home Office says, but I think it is possible. If your company, you have an immigration lawyer, they should be able to help you out and sort it out. But yes, it is possible. If there is any emergency, you you would be allowed. Home Office doesn't recommend it, but you will need the help of an immigration advisor. Yeah, speak to an immigration lawyer and take it from there. Someone may have to speak to the immigration officer when you enter or something. Yeah, we do that. So yes, it is possible if there is an emergency. What document should I prepare? Question live. Was VAT returns PAY 2000. Okay, KP. Yeah, this is employers corporate immigration advice. Yeah, this is sorry. Please book a private consultation either with us or some other lawyers. And this is detailed advice you are asking for an employer's audit and all of that. This is not a part of this live. I'm sorry. You can book a consultation with any immigration lawyers and take it from there. They should be able to advise you on that. I'm not starting. So Hannah's blog question again. Not starting at the time in my costs affect my getting ILR. It really depends on the facts of the case. Did you not work for the employer? Are you working for some other employer? I don't know what the facts of the case are. If something is not right, if it what was the reason why you were not paid for the first 3 months? I need to understand that first. Only then I can tell you if it will affect or not. Okay, next. Thank you. I was wondering for payslips of the employers, do they need this? I understand. Okay, so the next question is about spouse visa financial requirement. So if you are giving payslips from previous employers, so you are giving 12 months of payslips. Do they need to be signed or stamped? No, payslips don't need to be stamped or signed. They can be verified with HMRC anyways. And nowadays it's all digital payslips, or even if they are printed, usually they are digital, so it should be fine. No stamped or signature signed payslips are required. We use all the digital payslips every day. and you cannot get a letter from your previous employer. So rather than a letter, you if you at least have a contract of employment of the previous one, give something to them. P60, P45, P45 you might have left. So contract of employment would be recommended. You may not be able to get a letter from the employer. This is all at the discretion of the caseworker, but I've done it in the past and it has worked. So we have given contract of the previous employment. As you are no longer working for the previous employer, it is difficult to get a letter from them. So second, yeah, so the continuation of the same question of the spouse visa, 12 months of payslips, some payslips from the previous employer where you are not working anymore, you cannot get a letter, put a contract of employment. How do they prove their original? Yeah, you don't need to prove their original. Nowadays, digital payslips, home office can verify them. A direct real-time run is done whenever the payments are made to you. If your NI number is run, home office should be able to get some information from there. But still, the immigration rules require you to submit the payslips. You have to submit them. They need not be stamped or signed. They can be digitally downloaded, etc. So, what the home office mean by original formal payslips? Yeah, so digital payslips are fine. You don't need to stamp or sign. Immigration rules have not been changed. They still state original formal payslips. That is the old way of physical payslips. But digital payslips are fine, which are not stamped and signed. Okay. Then I saw one such cost letter of an applicant in one consultancy firm. There was no mention of defined in cost. Is it valid cost? Yeah, you may not see. At the top, it does say undefined cost. It does say defined cost. I think so. It may be an undefined cost if it is not saying as defined. So yeah, I'm not sure what you saw, but then yeah, we show it to an immigration officer, immigration lawyer, and all. By looking at it, we can tell you if it is genuine or not. Mainly, may not be. I don't think it is there is no system to check whether a cost is genuine or not. But yeah, I don't think even if whether so if that individual was given defined or undefined, it's not the individual's problem, it's the employer's sponsor breach, even if they've given a wrong cost. So then it should not be a worry of the applicant. It's the employer's problem if they've given a wrong cost. They may lose the license, downgraded, or whatever that is. They called me to start until after September. I don't know why, but I have been working with them till date. Will it affect me from getting ILR after 5 years? Should I find a way to switch now? I think the first 3 months, I don't think it should affect because it will be a whole 5 year period that they are looking at. Out of that, if 3 months are not there, it may not be that much of an issue. But still, after 5 years, it's too early for me. They are trying to track down all these frauds happening on skilled worker visas. They may ask for whole 5 years of history. As of today, there is no problem. If I'm applying for an ILR now, and you are missing the first 3 months of your 5 years ago, the initial 3 months, and you don't have the pay slips or you were not paid, I don't think I would care about it if I'm filing the ILR now. But if I'm looking at the rules 5 years down the line from now or 4 years after now, I cannot comment on that. Home office may become more stricter because there is a lot of abuse happening in this area, skilled worker visas and all. People are getting visas, they think they will get ILR, and Home Office is going to beat them up left, right, center now. I know that from past experience in other areas I've seen on the entrepreneur visas and all other visas that they did. These ILRs will get affected. But how much changes will come into play, we have to just watch and see. So I don't think they should bother for the first 3 months, but I don't know how strict they are going to be at that point. As of now, they are not that strict. So the first 3 months would not matter today. Next, can I apply with 5 months payslip? 5 months payslip. If I am able to meet the financial requirements with 5 months, actually, how many 5 months? Hmm, 2, 3. Yes, if you are able to, if you already earned at least 18,600, there is a weird way of doing that. So the question is about spouse visa requirement. The question is, can I apply with 5 months pay slip if I am able to meet the financial requirement within 5 months? You are, yes, you can. I have done individuals who were highly paid in a better jobs and all, and they earned 18,600 in 3 months or 4 months or something. but the earned income should be 18,600. You cannot do any proportionate calculation of 6 months and 3 months. It is possible if you already earned 18,600 within a 5 month period, you may be able to apply for the spouse visa after just 5 months in employment. But 18,600 should have been earned if that is the financial requirement you are trying to meet. I have questions to follow up. My dependents also have to change their visa, even it's the same job occupation code. Yeah, so this question has been asked me, have been asked several times now. So yeah, so skilled worker main applicant, if they are changing job, the dependents don't have to apply for a new visa. They are on the PBS dependent category. They can continue to remain on that one. Their visas will not be touched. The skilled worker main applicant has to change the visa. The dependents can continue till the end of their visa and then apply for extension after that. So that is my answer. If the main skilled worker is switching jobs, they can switch. Dependents can continue to have the same dependent visa. Good for you, Tenzin. You were in the trap of a consultancy firm but pulled out beforehand. That is good. Yeah, there is a lot of fraud happening. I have made several videos, don't buy skilled worker visas and all. Home Office is very strict, getting really, really strict on this because I have been on calls with Home Office through Immigration Lawyers Association, and their work has increased so much that they are really fed up of this. Now they will really come very heavy, we know that. So please don't get into buying of all these things. That's my another wise suggestion, which I do always every time I go live or I talk. Can I apply for student visa for next year? Mm, yes, you can apply for student visa for next year. Okay, thank you, sir. Trying to follow up. My dependents also have to change their visa. Next question, Arun Kumar. Opt-out option of pension deduction after IRR application. I cannot advise on pension matters, so you're asking me about opting out of pension and all. That's more an accountant's job. Speak to an accountant or HMRC. How to get EU settlement scheme status if you are divorced from a new national. And India, 9 years, or singles, and India, they work me if I was married for 4 years. Refusal say that. Yeah, it's an EU settlement scheme application. Lived here for 9 years. Deportation order, which you won. Okay, so that's null. Revoked my EA family permit. Was married for 4 years and half years. I got a refusal. Less than 5 years with residency. Yeah, I think you may be in detention and all. That's why they are considering the total time spent in the UK. I got a refusal saying that I have spent less than 5 years, but you can still apply for pre-settled status. Yeah, speak to an immigration lawyer for that. Michael Howard 7525. Yeah, the lawyer will assess. I will need specific details of the case and see how much time you have spent in the UK. There should be an option if you already spent 4 years or so, and your relationship was genuine with your EU partner, etc., or whoever the EU family member was. There may be a solution, but yeah, speak to an immigration lawyer for that and give the details. They may be able to advise you on this. It's about deportation plus EU settlement scheme, family permit revocation. Okay, next is I have A1 expired in November 23, but I'm planning that has changed. But the planning has changed. Click on submit my response visa until now. I'm planning January. Things. Okay, so you passed the A1 test to apply for the spouse visa. However, were unable to apply for the spouse visa and you are deferring it, you will apply in January. You pass the exam, the English test, A1 test in November 23. You will apply the spouse visa in January 2024. That is within 2 years. So the A1 English test certificates are valid for 2 years. You can file it within the 2 years. I've several times done, even after 1 year has passed or even towards the end of the 2 years. It is perfectly fine. You can use the certificate up to 2 years from the date of it was issued. Recorded answers. Okay. I and my final skilled worker visa with a 20K salary. Can I switch to become her dependent after spring? Yeah, the same question, Emmanuel. After the spring, the dependents and all. Yeah, this one I think I already answered. Okay, next one. My course ended on CAS is February 2025. Actual course submission is 24. Okay. Your course is didn't provide any updated CAS. Can I convert to work visa? Actual course submission date. So course completion date is February 24. Course end date on CAS is February. Yeah, if your course is completing earlier, you may need to get a letter from the university stating that the course has been completed, and then you may be able to switch. So you may have a placement year. I'm not sure why they've given you 1 year extra, but yes, if your course is completed and the university confirms in writing that the course is completed, then course end date as mentioned on the CAS. It's a tricky one. On the CAS, I think Home Office will look at the CAS course end date. That's how what the immigration rules say. So whatever it was stated on the CAS, that's what Home Office will go for. So you may be caught up with that. They don't say that they will go back to the university and confirm. They get the confirmation from them. So if the course end date on your CAS is mentioned as February 25, you can only switch after that or switch for a work start date which is after that course end date. So yeah, go with the CAS. That's what I would say because that's what the immigration rules say. I don't think case workers will deviate from the immigration rules. So any more questions? No. Don't waste our money. Okay. Double room rented in a shared flat. Does it satisfy the requirements for accommodation spouse visa? I live almost 3 years here. The council tax registered in my name, and the other flatmate who lives bills are also in their name. The flat has three double rooms, single room. However, currently just two persons are living. Three double rooms. Okay. Okay. The question is about it's on the video where I've said don't waste your money on property accommodation reports. Yeah, that's another one. I get the emails from these estate agents trying to sell reports to us, asking us to sell it to our clients. So yeah, don't buy all these property inspection reports for especially for the spouse visa. I don't know when it started, but in the immigration rules, these are not required. And there is a question about. So yes, you can have all the facts that you have given. If you have a separate double bed for you and your partner, your wife who is coming in, wife, husband, your spouse who is coming in, you should be fine. You will need all the accommodation documents, tenancy agreement. Uh, you said that it is in your name, council tax registered on your name, and maybe letters from other flatmates who are living there stating that they are okay for them, for you, for her to stay, for your partner, and also a letter from the landlord or the estate agent confirming that they are happy for your partner to come and live there. Yeah, shared accommodation is fine. How to meet the UK. Okay, next question. Hello, how much fund need to show for skilled worker dependent 285 for partner, which is 28 days old? If my employer mentions financial maintenance and costs, then after. Yeah, if the maintenance for the main applicant and the dependents can be certified on the costs. So either by checking that box, we certify maintenance as a yes, or if that is missed, they can also put a comment and state that we do certify maintenance. But that can only be done when the cost is issued. It cannot be amended after it has been issued to you, after it has been used for a skilled worker visa. Yes, for the maintenance and all, yeah, I think it is 285, but yeah, look up on it tells you on the skilled worker. I'll try to find it for you. It is 285, I'm not wrong. Financials, partner children. Yeah, it says 285 for your partner. So that is what the financial requirement is. But then you'll need to hold at least for 28 days that much of amount. And the statement should be issued within one calendar month from the date of the application. That's how the rules are. Yes. Money should be held for 28 days, must be within, and the last date of the statement should be within 31 days. Yeah. So yeah, the amount seems to be correct. That's what I'm looking at the skilled worker rules over there. My cost date shows, yeah, I have to end this live quickly. Last answer for Emmanuel. Cause date shows I am supposed to be working in the UK skilled worker visa from March, but I'm called to work from July, April, May, June, July. I'm on a 3-year visa. Will it ever where I want to renew? I don't think as of today I can only tell you what is the rules now. It won't affect if you are trying to renew the visa today. In future, I don't know what the rules would be, but it will not affect as per the rules today or as per the practice of Home Office today. Emmanuel, in your case. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I will be stopping this live now. I have a consultation to attend, and yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.